So let's just jump right in with a pretty big question, right? The end of car ownership. We're about to explore a pretty radical reimagining of how we get around our cities and what it could mean for, the very idea of having a car parked in your driveway.
I mean, we've all been there. You know the feeling. You're stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, you're circling the block for the 10th time just trying to find a parking spot. And all the while, the bills for gas, insurance, and repairs just keep piling up. It's the daily grind, the constant frustration of owning a car in a city.
But here's the thought. What if the answer isn't just a slightly better car, like an electric one? What if the real honest-to-goodness revolution is not owning a car at all? Yeah, that's the disruptive idea we're going to unpack today.
Okay, so first up, our gridlocked reality. Let's really dig into the problem that we're all, frankly, getting tired of trying to solve.
Our whole life in cities is built around the car. But it comes at a huge cost, one we don't always stop to add up. It's not just the hours we waste sitting in traffic, or that soul-crushing hunt for parking. It's financial too. Unlike a house, a car is a depreciating asset. I mean, think about it. It's basically a money pit that starts losing value the second you drive it off the lot. So that brings us to our next section, not just another car. You might be thinking, hey, aren't electric cars the answer to all this? And yeah, companies like Tesla are a huge part of the story, but maybe not in the way you think. The real story here isn't just about a different kind of engine.
And this right here is the key. This is the big pivot. The familiar story is Tesla sells cool electric cars. We all know that one. But the real story, the one that could change literally everything, is what's running inside those cars. It's a massive, autonomous AI platform. The car is just the hardware. The AI is the real product.
And this isn't some secret plan. They're saying it out loud. In a look ahead to their future strategy, Tesla talked about delivering autonomous robots across multiple form factors. Listen to those words. The key words aren't cars or vehicles. They're robots and platforms. That points to a vision for AI that's way bigger than just personal transportation.
So this long-term vision for AI and robots, it all leads us to the idea at the very heart of this potential shift. Section 3. Enter the robotaxi.
So what in the world is a robotaxi network? Well, imagine a whole fleet of self-driving cars that you can just call up with an app, whenever you want, wherever you are. The best way to think about it is like a mix of Uber and Airbnb. You get that on-demand convenience of Uber, but the network itself could be made up of cars owned by the company and by regular people. Kind of like an Airbnb, but for your car. Now, the reason this could be a genuine revolution, it all comes down to pure economics. Just look at these numbers. Owning your car, when you factor everything in, costs you somewhere around $1 or $2 per mile. Taking an Uber or Lyft, even more. But the potential cost for a robotaxi, around 25 cents. That's not just an improvement. That's a jaw-dropping economic disruption that could make owning a car financially illogical for millions of people.
So how would this actually work for someone who owns a car? Well, using Tesla's proposed model, it's pretty simple. First, your car has the self-driving software. Second, you just add it to the network through an app. And then third, while you're at work or sleeping or on vacation, your car is out there driving itself, picking people up, and earning you money. The idea is so powerful. Your car goes from being a liability to an actual income-generating asset. Okay, let's zoom way out for a minute. If this all becomes real, what does it actually mean for our world? Let's imagine what life after car ownership could look like.
The ripple effects here are huge, way beyond just our bank accounts. This could fundamentally change our cities. Imagine taking back all that land we use for parking lots and turning it into parks and cafes. Your commute is no longer wasted, stressful time. It's time you can use to work or read or just relax. Transportation costs would just plummet for everybody. This isn't just about convenience. It's a total reimagining of city life, with way less traffic and a lot less pollution.
So let's make it personal. Just think about it. If your daily commute was totally handled for you, and it cost you a tiny fraction of what you pay now, what would you do with all that extra time and all that extra money? It's a pretty amazing question to think about, isn't it?
But, and this is a big but, this amazing future isn't a sure thing. Let's be realistic and look at the huge hurdles that are still in the way. Section 5. The bumpy road to tomorrow. The journey to full self-driving has been, well, it's been long. And it's been full of hype,
We've been hearing it's coming next year for, almost a decade now? Meanwhile, regulators are rightly investigating accidents, and at the exact same time, the competition is getting really hot. You've got companies like Waymo already doing tons of rides in certain cities, which really puts the pressure on others who are still just trying to get pilot programs off the ground.
This really highlights two completely different bets being made here. On one side, you have Tesla's strategy. Just use cameras and learn from the data pouring in from millions of cars already on the road. The goal is a system that can scale up and go anywhere. On the other side, you have competitors like Waymo. They use expensive sensors like LiDAR to achieve near perfection, but only inside very specific, pre-mapped areas. So it's basically a race between a scalable solution versus a perfect but limited one.
And one of the biggest roadblocks might not be technical at all. It's us. It's public trust. Data from groups like AAA consistently shows that most people, they just don't trust self-driving cars yet. You could have the most perfect technology in the world, but if people are too afraid to get inside, the whole revolution just stops. Winning over a skeptical public is a massive, massive challenge.
So when you boil it all down, the challenges are huge, and they fall into a few key buckets. You've got all the legal stuff, like getting approval from all the different agencies and figuring out that really thorny question of who's at fault in a crash. You've got the tech hurdles, like proving the system works perfectly in snow or rain or on a poorly marked road. And of course, the competition is absolutely fierce, from established players to new giants emerging from places like China.
And that brings us to the final thought. The technology to create a city with far, far fewer cars? It's coming. You can see the pieces falling into place. It's on the horizon. But the real question, the one we're all left with, is this. Are we ready for it?